Oh, woe is me. Who will set this podcast free? It's Holiday Phosphorescence.
Oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. Who will set old Santa free? Who will give me a helping hand and get my sleigh out of the sand?
Hello, everyone. This is your host, Rose Smiley, and I, too, refuse to stand up while children attempt to move me. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and I have a vest with built-in nipple rings.
What's the use in being sad? Nothing can stop Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. I'm Brian Lesh.
I'm Alaric Weber with my coat on. Can't let our listeners see Alaric Weber without his coat on.
It's true. If he takes his coat off.
You couldn't handle it.
No, it's too much.
Too sexy.
For the average listener. This
Not you, exceptional listener, though. You know who you are.
Yes. This is a Holiday Phosphorescence. It's the holiday version of Harmless Phosphorescence. We're watching Christmas movies now. Both Christmas and movie are in air quotes for this episode.
I'm so sorry.
This show is brought to you by patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. I say those names every episode, but you can add your name there. Go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. At the executive producer level, we'll say your name, but you don't need to go that far. $1 a month is all it takes to join in and listen to all the episodes that we post on the Patreon only. We just did Any Which Way You Can, which is up there. It's monkey time here on the Patreon. So that's patreon.com/harmless entertainment. This week on Holiday Phosphorescence, we're watching Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny.
What do you get when you combine Christmas, a feature film shot 2 years earlier, and a defunct, legally troubled Florida amusement park? Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, 1972. A befuddling, rambling mess of a Christmas film that puts most other holiday stinkers to shame. Throw out every preconceived notion you have about holiday specials, folks. You're in for a bumpy ride.
It's me, the Ice Cream Bunny. I've got all the flavors from sawdust to Robitussin to backwash.
When you think of Santa, you of course think of Central Florida. In the summer, the reindeer might have left jolly old St. Nick to die 15 miles north of Miami, but don't you worry about the fat man, because Santa will be saved by his previously undisclosed telepathy and child freezing powers. Honestly, where are the carols about this? Instead of alerting the authorities, adults, or any of the staff at Pirates World, the children tried to save Santa like any child would, by bringing him a series of different animals, one by one, with no real follow-up. Also, a man in a gorilla suit.
Keep in mind, this was Plan A.
Public domain darlings Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn are here too, but don't get too attached because they're not coming back. Things are getting really Christmassy, right? That's when the movie enacts a very bold strategy of becoming a different movie. Credit sequence and all.
Pirates World, not possessive, just the world of more than one pirate.
Producer Barry Mahone evidently decided there wasn't enough meat on the bone of this whole Santa thing, so he fattened it up with a film from his back catalog. Interestingly enough, there are somehow 2 versions of Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny with 2 different movies shoved in the middle. You either get Jack and the Beanstalk, a low-budget rendition of the fairy tale chock full of terrible costumes and even worse musical numbers with a 51-minute runtime, or Thumbelina, a low-budget rendition of the fairy tale chock full of nightmarish costumes and even worse musical numbers with a 51-minute runtime.
Well, guys, if you don't mind, I've got this one.
I appreciate it.
Great, thanks.
Oh my God! What is it, Hannibal? Please, God, what is it?
Wait, I'll go that way.
It's about at this point in the movie you might be thinking the word "and" in the title Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny sure is doing a lot of work. Never worry, because here he is, and he's everything you could have hoped and feared for. Just look at him. He's got a face only a mother could boil in a pot of stew. He's only in the movie for about 10 minutes, and I assure you, it will be the longest 10 minutes of your life. Will Santa be saved by this minimum wage theme park employee in a rabbit suit?
Okay, yeah. So the Riff Tracks is the source of 90% of Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny online content.
I'm sure.
Well, they made way more sense of the movie in those 3 minutes than the movie did in its hour and 20 minutes.
Which is
The
the Ice Cream Bunny is terrifying.
one eye.
Oh, the one eye that would
that weird
wink.
Yeah, the
just
one
the one.
functioning animatronic eyeball.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I didn't see Five Nights at Freddy's, but you saw it, Thoreau, right?
I saw it.
Yes. Oh yes. In the theater.
Did this bring that to mind? Because that's immediately what I thought.
This was much more terrifying than Five
Yeah,
Nights
this
at
is
Freddy's.
scarier than that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that and the like nuclear meltdown siren as he drove towards Santa.
It was like and not like a US siren. It was like an Eastern European
Air raid siren.
Run for your life siren.
Yes.
It was really eerie.
So
I think it was supposed to be a fire truck.
yes,
I think so too.
absolutely, it was supposed to be the fire truck siren. But
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because this movie lacks a lot of plot and we should talk about things as they happen. But why wasn't it playing ice cream music?
why was he the ice cream bunny? That was my big question: is what does that rabbit have to do with ice cream?
Why
Maybe-
wasn't he driving an ice cream truck?
Oh,
Yes.
you know what? His job, he probably works at the theme park selling ice cream.
Probably.
No, he fell into
In
a
between
vat
putting
of
out
ice cream.
fires.
He
Fell into a vat of ice cream bunnies.
and became the ice cream bunny. Yeah, he just.
I know.
I'd like to read the promotional poster
Yes.
that I found on Wikipedia. Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. The amazing story of Santa in big trouble and his exciting rescue by the daring Ice Cream Bunny. It's breathtaking, fun for all.
It's about as fun as picking up
All
your
new,
grandmother
it
from the
says.
doctor.
yeah, that description was fast and loose with the adjectives. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Picking your grandmother.
picking your grandmother up from the doctor is a faster, less frustrating experience.
Way less terrifying.
And you might
generally
actually get
speaking.
ice cream afterward.
Yes. There were shots.
Or a lollipop if you're good.
There were times when they would simply
Come on, let's
pan
get gelato,
down.
Grandma.
There were times when they simply panned down to the ocean and watched the tide go in and out for literally 45 seconds.
Oh, yeah. No, there are some amazing, incredible edits and cuts in this movie. Some of my favorite film moments exist in this movie. For sure. There are some weird.
I can't wait to hear.
weird.
But I felt like there was a lot of real tripod setup. Especially the entrance.
I loved how they encouraged children to stare at the sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how they encourage children to jump off roofs.
Well, also,
With an umbrella.
listen to that weird adult voice in your head telling you to come, children.
Yes.
Come to the beach.
Was it in their brains or?
Oh, it was in their brains. Yes.
It was in their brain.
No, I know. I thought so too. But the way they all looked up,
Yeah, like it was on the wind. Like he was
like they were looking at the bat signal. Every kid stopped and looked up.
Well, but see, the children rescuing Santa from the beach signal is difficult to discern what it actually is. So they were just like, looking at it, is that a cloud? Or is
Especially
that
during the day.
Yeah, should we go save
during
Santa
the
from the
day.
beach signal?
The fat guy passed out in a sleigh symbol.
Yeah, but he was asleep when he telepathized at them.
Oh yeah, it was in his dreams. That's even
yeah,
worse.
So like when
his
Santa
dreams.
dreams, he sends signals to the world's children.
How Philip
Yeah.
K. Dick of him
Does Santa dream of electric
of
sheep?
electric sheep. No, he dreams of a
Does Santa
vast
dream of
array
the-
of livestock because every farm has a silverback gorilla.
and an ice cream bunny.
Well, yes.
I mean,
You guys didn't grow up with the ice like I am mijito, don't go to the river.
The ice
The
cream bunny.
bunny will get you.
So, yeah, this movie was not released
We're still calling it a movie?
It was never meant for human eyes.
In any traditional way. It made no money in any traditional
They
way.
shoot it out of a cannon into the sun.
They should have just constantly shot back to Malcolm McDowell on the Clockwork Orange with the eyes.
But it was shown in Pirates World theme park beginning December 1972.
And it was reviewed by Siskel and Ebert.
Oh God, I wish. So I'm not gonna try to do like a traditional box office top 10. Instead, we're gonna do the top 10 Christmas movies.
Okay. Of all time?
Yeah, the top 10 all-time Christmas movies. That's the best I could do.
I'm a crush.
Because I looked at the box office top 10 for December 1972, and I was like, I've heard of 2 of these. Ever. These are lost to time.
Santa Claus and the Killing of a Chinese Bookie.
Yeah. So, all right. This is the box office top 10 game. We are playing it. And the number 10 biggest... Yeah, no, this Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny has made me a scarred.
It took the Christmas spirit.
I'm not the same as I used to be. But the top 10, the biggest Christmas movie of all time. A couple struggles to visit all of their divorced parents on Christmas.
4 Christmases?
4 Christmases starring Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, America's favorite couple.
Yeah, I never saw it, but yeah. I think Gandolfini's in it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Remember when they were trying to make Vince Vaughn a thing?
For a long time.
Yeah, it was like 15 years of like, hey, what if we put Vince Vaughn with this actor or actress? Do you like that?
Yeah.
No? All right, we'll try another one.
Yep.
At number 9, biggest Christmas movie of all time. Oh, okay. Robert Zemeckis and Jim Carrey do some mocap.
The Grinch.
No, that was not mocap. That was live action.
Oh, you're right. Of course you're right.
This is
How Gollum Stole Christmas.
No, this is A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. Yeah, Jim
I
Carrey as
forgot
Ebenezer
they did that.
Scrooge, 2009. That 2009 CGI mocap looks chef's kiss.
It's just perfect. No valley there.
None. Only mountains. At number 8, Scott Calvin has been Santa for 8 years, but it might come to an end if he doesn't find a Mrs. Claus. Al is muted, as per usual.
The Santa Claus 2?
The Santa Claus 2. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, the clause being that he needed to get married to
I can't believe it took
Stacy
8
Claus.
years for them to make a sequel to that.
There's a series now
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Like on, is it a Hulu or something like that?
on Disney.
Disney.
No.
Oh, okay.
Disney owns Tim Allen.
That's right. These, I would point out that the lifetime gross for the Santa Claus 2 was $139 million.
Yeah, they're popular, man.
And the number 7th biggest Christmas movie of all time. When a man inadvertently kills Santa, he has to take his place. The first Santa Claus.
I love this movie when it came out, man. As a little kid, this is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I love that stipulation. If you murder Santa,
you have to be Santa.
Did he kill Santa, or did Santa accidentally die on his
accidentally.
roof? Yeah,
he slipped. I don't think
it's
Tim Allen-
a really dark beginning to a Christmas movie. Santa's dead.
Well, that is the clause. That's what's weird. Like, that was written up. If you kill Santa or witness his death.
And I understand Santa as an immortal being. He's a demigod.
He's an essence.
If you kill God, you must
Embodiment.
become God. Yes.
Yeah, Nietzsche said that.
Number
He was talking about Santa Claus, though.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Or wait, what is German Santa? I forget what they call him.
Black Pete.
Klaus?
Black
no,
Pete.
Zwarte Pete is his assistant.
And that's Dutch, I'm pretty sure, right?
That's Dutch, Zwarte Pete, but the Germans have a version. A lot of the Scandinavians have a
Chris
somebody
Kringle?
that carried
Is that the German?
sack.
Is Chris Kringle the German name?
That's
the Germanic origin of Chris Kringle.
A lot of our Christmas traditions are Germanic. I know.
Bill
It's
Tannenbaum.
I don't know. It's like Der Klausen or something.
That's not scary enough. It's
Herr
gotta be like
Klaus.
Der Klaus in
Herr
face.
Herr Klaus.
Herr Klaus. Fraulein Klaus.
The children kidnapper.
The eater.
At number 6 this week.
Well, of all time.
Yes.
Let's
Oh,
be
yeah,
real.
yes. At number 6 of all time. Sorry. At number 6 of all time. Robert Zemeckis and Tom Hanks do some mocap.
Ugh.
How is this that high? Polar Express?
It made $162 million.
Everybody was
I hear
like, wow,
they're
it looks
remaking
so
it to-
good. And then
Make
they
up
saw
for
it.
the Uncanny Valley. Yeah.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
So
I love how
boring.
creepy it is, though. It's just,
It's so creepy.
it shouldn't be a movie.
Oh,
I'm not
it's,
sure I watched it. But
Jude
start to finish.
grew up watching it every Christmas, so he has this weird childhood thing with it, but also
Sure.
it's
Sorry.
like one of those things where like in retrospect he's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I think we all feel that about certain Tom Hanks movies where we've gone back and like I was too enthusiastic. I needed to back up.
Yeah.
Some of them, though, I go back and I'm like, wow, how was I not as hyped on this as I like every time I watch Forrest Gump, I leave going, wow.
Yeah.
I have
weirdly.
lots of Forrest Gump stories, but we don't have time.
Dude, fuck. Not to detract on the Forrest Gump thing. I saw somebody called George Santos Forrest Gump. Like the modern Forrest Gump, and that is so perfect.
I kept
I
seeing
have
it.
more respect for Forrest.
Oh, same.
Yeah. I kept seeing the memes of like it was like George on Friday, and it's him like when he was leaving the Capitol building, and then George on Monday, and it was Costanza walking back into the office.
Larry David really did that. That's why it became a Costanza story. I love it.
At number 5 this week. Raised with Santa, Buddy travels from the North Pole to New York to meet his biological father, who doesn't know he exists and is in some
Elf.
desperate need of Christmas spirit.
Elf.
Elf. It is Elf. Yes.
Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color?
Yeah, that one was a huge hit. I feel like that's the most
It deserves
recent
it.
like Christmas classic we have.
I agree. It was an instant classic. It's fun all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently, at the premiere, James Caan whispered to Will Ferrell, and he's like, "So I saw what you were trying to do. I get it now." At the premiere,
Now I get it.
apparently he was confused by Will
That
Ferrell
is
for most
amazing.
of it, and then he saw the movie, and he's like, "All right, I see what you're doing."
It's like, okay, yeah, I get it.
So
It's like, so you were a kid the whole time.
yeah,
Oh.
exactly. And he
I thought you were just really stupid or something.
No.
Yeah,
It's
he didn't understand the broad strokes he was using.
James Caan is like, okay, I get it. Narrator, he did not.
Yeah. He did, in fact, not get it.
The number 4 biggest Christmas movie of all time. 1 year after not going on vacation, a child accidentally finds himself stranded in New York.
Deuce.
Home Alone 2. Yes, indeed.
You guys saw Macaulay Culkin get his star, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was so like, oh, bro.
And Catherine O'Hara.
I was
there.
I was surprised to see him get a star, honestly. But it's pretty
Yeah.
cool as far as like adult child stars who have been run roughshod. He's one of the surviving ones, you know.
But once you start walking around Hollywood Boulevard, you start looking at them.
Yeah.
Then you realize, like, anybody can get one. It's just the Hollywood Chamber.
What's crazy is the people that have like 3 to 4 stars each. One for music, one for movies, one for TV, one for radio. Like Jack Benny has like 5 stars on.
Yeah.
It's just a Chamber of Commerce promotion.
But yeah, I never expect him to get his flowers because of the past 20 years have been really rough, you know.
Well, he doesn't have a huge body of work, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, after he stopped being a child, he's appeared like a little bit, like, but usually just like as himself and stuff.
Well, now he's in a band, so
he was in the Righteous
the dream.
Gemstones. He's been in a band a long time. I feel like since the 90s.
Yeah. They played in Tucson a few years ago. I took a couple of friends.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
All right, number 3 at the 3 biggest Christmas movie of all time. On the outskirts of town lives a angry, revenge-seeking person who plans to ruin Christmas.
Oh, Batman.
Mr. Bench.
Well, this is the Jim Carrey.
The live action.
Yeah, the live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And
again, it's not my notion. I've read it, but yeah, he didn't hate Christmas. He hated people, which was fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I get.
Yeah, if it weren't for those meddling kids, Christmas would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe they gave him an origin story. I can't believe he was bullied.
Yeah. At number 2, a grumpy man lives on the outside of town and plots to ruin Christmas.
Batman.
Is this the Cumberbatch one?
The 2018 The Grinch.
Really?
Yep.
And it was animated or no?
Yeah, it made 200.
This is the CGI one,
the
right?
CGI animated, yeah.
And his voice acting is really cool in it, but it's just not as good of a experience.
Yeah, I don't need the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need a background.
Chuck Jones crushed it. That's all we need.
I mean, Dr. Seuss stories really only need to be 20 minutes long. They do not need an hour and a half.
They're children's picture books.
Yeah.
The fact that we made feature films out of them is fascinating.
With about 5 words a page.
Well, and on the other side of that coin, the children's book, The Hobbit, became 3 2-hour-long movies for some reason.
I'm looking forward to the Hop on Pop movie.
Multiverse.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
I'm honestly
The Meg.
surprised that no one has tried to make a Dr. Seuss verse, because there are some successful, 2 of the most successful Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what all these movies are.
But I mean, like we don't have Jim Carrey's The Grinch and what's his face doing Cat in the Hat in a movie together, fighting.
Well, that's because
some other character.
That's because Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat was a crime against humanity, and
it's a nightmare. The whole thing is a nightmare. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that thing is
worse than the Ice Cream Bunny.
So yeah, but no, it's. Imagine the Rock being like, "Eat the green eggs and ham, Sam."
Green eggs are about family.
It's a multi-movie fight against the Lorax.
Like the 4th one is like 2 green, 2 ham.
2 green, 2 ham.
But it's the 4th movie.
Horton kills a who.
And the number 1 Christmas movie
Horton
of
kills
Horton kills a who. The number
Ba, ba,
1
ba,
Christmas
ba.
movie of all time. An 8-year-old troublemaker mistakenly left when his family goes on vacation must defend his home against a pair of burglars on Christmas Eve.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yeah, that made $285 million domestic in 1990.
That was a Micro Machines promotional film.
Is that adjusted for inflation?
No,
also,
that's what it made in
That's
1990.
what it made. It
Domestic.
was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so good. I love it.
I mean, I was definitely dragged to the movie theater and watched it.
Yeah. and then
I
got it on
probably watched
VHS.
it like 10 times a year for the first 10 years of my life too.
I mean, 90, I was like 14. I believe I saw it alone the following summer in the Dollar Theater. It was not on video yet.
Yeah, man.
I miss the Dollar Theater, man.
It hits. Oh, yeah. It hits every swing it takes.
Yeah.
Solid little picture. Just happens to be at Christmas.
Daniel Stern is in For All Mankind, the newest season, and it's great seeing him. All I can think is, I wouldn't trust you with anything. You're going to steal everything from my house.
Wet bandits.
Yeah, he is.
Paint bucket to the face.
Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. He really just wants to get Kevin McAllister.
I watched a little making of. There was nothing controversial or all that exciting, but yeah, Joe Pesci needed to be like certain distance from a golf course, and had to start his, like his call sheet had to start after he could get 9 holes in. What was neat is they rebuilt the house as a set inside of an abandoned pool at an old high school, so they could practically do all the effects, like water running through the whole house, and all that shit. It was in a swimming pool, so they could just flood it, do whatever they wanted.
Wow,
that's interesting, and that gives you some interesting camera angles down into the house too.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I never even would have thought that they weren't in the real
like all
house.
John Hughes movies, there's the exterior shots of those,
wait,
Chicago homes.
That $2.5 million house.
Okay,
Chris Columbus
he
directed
wrote it,
but
because I thought that was a Chris Columbus movie. John Hughes wrote.
He wrote it. Chris Columbus directed.
Home Alone. Holy shit! That makes much sense.
John Candy improvised his entire role and was just there for a day as a favor to John Hughes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he got paid what he had to be paid from the union, but he essentially did it for free.
Right. Well, and he was
that's Shermer then, supposedly, right?
Yeah,
or
that's Shermer, Illinois.
They're in Naperville or wherever, but yeah.
But it's that's in the Shermerverse. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and John Candy, of course, SCTV alum with Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah,
but a friend of John Hughes, like John, he was amused to John Hughes.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains.
Yeah,
he loved him.
I love him being amused. That's a brilliant way to put it. It's true.
Supposedly one of the most delightful, sweetest men that ever walked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
That Chris Farley energy, like, you like me, you really like me, like,
He's
I'm so
happy
glad you asked me to come play.
Yeah,
Come,
be
DeLuise.
in the game. Yeah, it's so funny.
So, all right. Well, that is the box office top 10 of sorts. That brings
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No Miracle on 34th Street.
No. I mean, those movies made like $65,000 because it was the 50s.
Right.
Well,
they
didn't
qualify for a box office.
They didn't make box office money. They make advertising money selling, Kmart ads every year.
I'm surprised that one of my favorites, A Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Wait.
On the list.
Yeah. Where's Die Hard?
Okay, well, Die Hard.
No, but Muppet Christmas Carol, that's probably the best version of it. Next to George C. Scott's, that's a good one. But
yeah,
I mean,
Michael Caine is acting with Muppets.
He really is. God, I love that performance.
So
I saw a meme recently.
Good.
They're like, George C. Scott was so good because he treated Muppets like fellow actors. Tim Curry was so good in Treasure Island because he was a Muppet and interacted with Muppets as if he were a Muppet.
Yes. So the Muppet Christmas Carol is
really
number 38 on the list. It made $27 million.
Well, I love it.
Wow. Right above it is Ernest Saves Christmas, which made $28 million.
How many ghosts visit Scrooge? This is a trivia question.
I mean,
5 or 4. 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
People always forget Marley.
Yeah. Above that is Jack Frost. That's the one with Michael Keaton, but the snowman, looks like George Clooney because George Clooney dropped out of the film and they didn't have the money to redo the CGI on the snowman.
Wait,
I'm
really?
surprised we haven't done that. How did this get made?
I still have never seen Jack Frost.
Oh, it's awful.
You chose Ice Cream Bunny.
And I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
and snowmen that look like George Clooney.
I don't think I saw it, but I heard that podcast, the How Did This Get Made, and it just sounds bonkers. He's in a band before he
my
dies.
mom saw it and then wouldn't let me see it. I think that's what happened. I think she was like, no. Yeah, that's too
He's
weird.
a harmonica player in a rock band.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, all right, that is the box office top 10. That brings us to the production of this movie.
How many cameras throw?
Oh, one. They had one camera.
For the listeners at home, there was just a flurry of air quotes that happened.
So, Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny was written and directed, air quotes.
It was? Yeah.
By Richard Weiner.
Weiner. It's pronounced Weiner.
Okay, so this dude, also, as far as I can tell, he was probably like just a local Florida director for hire. He also made something called The Devil's Triangle in 1971.
That was a porno.
Yeah. The Devil's Triangle.
It says, it's a documentary about
Florida.
Yeah, about the Bermuda Triangle.
The most famous triangle.
Yeah.
Next to the isosceles.
Yeah, those are his only two director credits. Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny and the documentary on the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, and that's all he had to say. He's like, I'm done. I said what I had to say.
I'm kind of curious what his Bermuda Triangle documentary was.
Right.
Documentary. That's how Santa got into this mess.
Now the films within a film, whether it's Jack and the Beanstalk or Thumbelina, and we are officially covering the Jack and the Beanstalk version because that's the one that was on Tubi.
Yeah.
Although the Thumbelina version is apparently the more famous one. That's the one that Riff Tracks did. So both of those were made by Barry Mahone. Barry Mahone.
Just something to say about this guy? All right.
Yes. No, I do. He was Errol Flynn's manager for a time.
What?
Yes. And he produced a number of Errol Flynn and Gina Lollobrigida movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? How the mighty fall.
But yes.
So he retired to Florida.
Well, but then he would go on to write and direct a number of films, including Jack and the Beanstalk, Santa's Christmas elf named Calvin.
We can't chop that
Not
down at all.
Calvin the Christmas elf?
Nope. Santa's Christmas elf, parentheses, named Calvin, end parentheses.
What?
Calvin.
What? Parentheses in the title of the movie?
Yes.
I love his moxie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, that secures
Does
that
have
the
balls.
elves are not free individual people. They are Santa's property.
Yeah.
We always felt that way, though, right? Did you ever feel like they?
I
felt
always
like
felt
an
like there
Oompa Loompa situation.
There's a labor struggle, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But
Well,
Santa
and
holds all the
there's
cards.
an air of freedom, but they can't really leave.
Yeah, how are you going to leave? Are you going to
What are you
convince
gonna do?
the
You're on
be
the
an
North
elf.
Pole.
reindeer
You're
to take you all?
Yeah.
How are you going to mix in
I mean,
like an Oompa Loompa?
I have a feeling Santa leaves the North Pole during the year.
What if Oompa Loompas weren't actually orange and Willy Wonka just stained them that way so that if they tried to escape?
As like a
God, that's dark.
theft device?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was Willy Wonka not?
No, Willy Wonka was fucked up. Yeah. But
They're
yeah.
going to try to make him cute in this upcoming movie, but he enslaved those people.
No, I have a feeling that they're going to make him very dark. Chalamet's
I
got
hope
range,
so.
man. I really hope so,
Apparently,
too.
that's a full musical.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope it's dark, too. God damn it, that's going to be
It'll have
fucking
its
weird.
moments, but I mean, maybe it'll show us why Willy Wonka became such a
I mean,
recluse.
yeah.
I hope
Uh,
not.
need to
I hope
know.
not. I hope that
not,
it's just
too.
more chaos and it's confusing to everybody and it adds to the chaos of that character in like pop culture.
I hope so.
Because already like Johnny Depp doing it's like, why? Why all these things happen? Why
I
you
hope
do
the
this?
band Veruca Salt gets to play Veruca Salt.
Oh, that'd be awesome. The whole band.
The whole band. And as Veruca Salt. The band. And
they're just
Elf,
being rolled
Tom,
around,
Calvin.
playing music the whole time, singing their lines.
So yeah.
Oh, we don't make movies. Sorry.
Barry Mahone also made a 1969 Wonderful Land of Oz movie because it was in public domain by then. And he made other such films as Cuban Rebel Girls, Rocket Attack USA, Sex Killer, and Fanny Hill meets Dr. Erotico.
Oh my God!
That sounds like a Tracy Morgan title.
Fanny Hill meets Dr. Erotico.
He was apparently very prolific in. There was a 60s nudist craze, and he made nudist films.
And Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Yeah.
Well, you know that's how like early porn directors. That's how they were allowed to get around obscenity laws if it was considered a nature film.
Mm-hmm.
So nudists.
Yes, exactly. So
that means dudes at stag parties and bachelor parties are just watching like naked people play volleyball. They're getting all.
That's the best they had. Yeah.
That's the best they had.
Yep. So yeah, no. So this dude made porn in the 60s and then pivoted to making children's films for. And now we're getting to it. For
I'm sorry, what's his name? Because I might have to look.
Barry Mahone.
Barry Mahone. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curious.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, exactly. I know some Mahone fans.
Yeah. So he pivoted to making children's films for Pirate World. Pirates World was
multiple pirates.
Was a South Florida amusement park, pirate themed, that opened in 1966 and was pretty popular until 1971. Do we know what happened in 1971? Disney World. Disney World opened an hour away.
Oh,
so
that's
this
right.
was made in
64.
This was
does feel desperate.
Yeah.
No pirates. No pirates in this movie.
Pirates. But we do see Pirate World. That's where the Ice Cream Bunny apparently lives.
I felt. That's what I mean. I think there's probably a refreshment stand.
You think they would have dumped more
Ice Cream
money?
Bunny.
I would have put way more money into this problem and hired somebody else.
Yeah. The Jack the Jack and the Beanstalk version is actually a little more professional than the Thumbelina version, because the Thumbelina version, when Santa starts telling the kids the story of Thumbelina, they cut to the full film unedited, which includes its own wraparound of a girl walking through Pirates World Park, going to the Thumbelina exhibit, and then watching Thumbelina, and an entire credit sequence before and after Thumbelina before it cuts back to Santa.
Well, don't leave us hanging. Did it exceed Disney World?
Yeah, whatever happened to that Disney?
Yeah,
World?
whatever happened.
Pirates World closed in 1973.
Damn.
Yikes. I'm sure it was not doing very well leading up to that. It's not like it was probably.
It doesn't look great.
It was It was apparently regionally popular until Disney. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah. I mean,
sure.
it's your local theme park, but Disney World is a.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
amusement park. I suppose is what it is compared to a theme park.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like a fair rides versus theme park rides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a permanent carnival, maybe a little bit better.
They showed
New York. We had one in upstate New York where I grew up, Eldridge Park. It's still there, but you know, rusty asshole Ferris wheels and rides that just go up and down.
They showed some of the rides. There was the Grand National Steeplechase in the Thumbelina version. They showed some of the rides. The Grand National Steeplechase was a roller coaster type ride wherein you simply sat on a kind of Ferris wheel type horse that with no belt or anything strapping you in and went on a roller coaster type experience.
Yep.
Because it was the
Those adults
70s.
They were part of the let's see what happens.
And you could do it with a beer in your hand and a cigarette in the other hand.
Yeah.
That was another one. That was one in Connecticut, Riverside, and it had a wooden roller coaster called the Wild Mouse, and it would go over the lake. And there were times where it just felt like you were just on two wheels. Like if you tipped too much, you'd be in the lake.
Would it do like 90-degree angles, like real sharp right turns flat?
Yeah. Because it wasn't big enough for a lot of dips, so it jerked you around quickly.
Growing up in Utah, there's an amusement park called Lagoon that has a Wild Mouse ride that was wooden that they then upgraded to steel when I rode it. That had the same idea where it would snap you off the edge and it felt like you were going to go flying out the car. It's one of those roller coaster experiences I never forgot.
Now, okay, so Pirates World was actually better known as a rock concert venue.
Oh, that makes sense.
Some of the bands that played there: the Jeff Beck Group, Led Zeppelin, Iron Butterfly, Faces, Grateful Dead, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Blood, Sweat and Tears. The list goes on and on.
My first concert was at a amusement park. Huey Lewis and the News.
Wow.
And in fact, okay, so. Other than Jack and the Beanstalk, Thumbelina, and Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, the only other film that was made there was Musical Mutiny.
Oh, Pirates.
Which stars Iron Butterfly.
Whoa.
And includes a full... So it's not a documentary. It's a movie about like rock musicians having a good time at a theme park.
That's cool.
Like that Kiss movie?
Yeah, kind of, but it's just like, and they're like giving drugs to people that come by. They're like, try the lemonade, man. Yeah. It's going to change your life.
So it's like a rock star slice of life, kind of. We're drugging.
As far as I can tell, I kind of scrubbed through it a bit, but it contains a full, unedited 20-minute version of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida smack dab in the middle of it.
You bet your sweet ass it does.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
My God.
We're going to melt your face on the tilt-a-whirl.
That is great. Is it them playing live or is it just the music?
It's them playing live at Pirates World.
Yes.
And halfway through, for some reason, they start... There's 10 minutes where they're only showing the drummer for some reason.
That's incredible. It's the 70s. That's why.
I can't think of another song by Iron Butterfly.
Yeah.
No, nobody can.
If I were that company, though, running
Yellow
that theme
Submarine,
park,
was that them?
I would have just put this on TV all the time. This Iron Butterfly video instead of paying for this thing. Be like, you want a lame mouse or do you want rock and roll with your pirate theme park?
I think they were trying to appeal to different age groups there.
Yeah.
You know?
Bring your kids and you won't be bored. You can still drink and smoke and ride the horse on a roller coaster.
I'm sure we'll...
Unless you're a pussy.
That's how they would have advertised it today.
Yes. I'm sure we'll all be shocked to hear that they did not shell out big bucks for concert security. So there were often issues. And
I mean, it's Florida. Of course there are issues. It's always been like that.
And that came to a peak in March 1971, where police had to break up a full-on riot at a Grand Funk Railroad concert.
Okay.
To learn more about Grand Funk, consult your local library.
Is it actually a riot, or is it the cops just fucking knocking on people's heads?
I don't know, but 11 people were arrested and 2 policemen had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Like
bath salts, man.
Anytime, this is just my historical rewriting of history with rock concerts. Anytime somebody's like, yeah, and the cops had to come and break it up. I'm like, did the cops have to come and break it up? Or is that why violence erupted at the show?
Yeah.
Every time.
Solved the problem they created.
It's Altamont in my head. Every time the police are involved at a concert. I've seen Rage Against the Machine. I know exactly how the cops function.
That was a little legit. I was kind of with the cops on that one.
Well, I mean, with the Hells Angels killing people, the cops got involved because the Hells Angels killed people. But like, the people got killed not because they were rioting. They got killed because the Hells Angels are violent, you know?
Well, I mean, after they stabbed that dude, a riot kind of broke out.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I mean. Like, the Hells Angels started the violence, right? That's the whole story.
Yeah.
Like,
but if you should watch Give Me Shelter, have you?
It's been many
yeah.
years. It's been like 20 years.
There's a weird vibe throughout.
Yeah.
Like, you can just, even watching television, you can feel the vibrations. It's a bad trip.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it makes me wonder what chemical was everybody sharing? Or
and dumbass Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, they stop and restart Sympathy for the Devil like 3 times. And it's just like, you guys need to stop with the tribal drums. There's a Hell's Angel on stage, and he's holding his collar so fucking tight. You could see the like meth jaw that he has, and he's just tripping balls. And here's this little fruity Mick in his little jumpsuit. Please allow me.
Singing about the devil. Singing
like, move on.
As the devil. Yeah.
Move on to another song.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Move
play
on,
Wild
guys.
Horses. Just play something else.
Yes.
Who's fighting and what for?
Live Johnny Winter and was recorded there and released. That's a Johnny Winter's biggest live album.
Cool guitars.
Yeah.
I mean, and his shit always sounds good. So yeah.
He was at Pirates Row.
That's where this movie struggled. I don't know where they dropped the ball there.
Lack of pirates.
The lack of sound.
Oh, sound. Yes.
Complete
but, ADR.
Yeah, that's. There's not much else to say here.
You said a lot, man. You found a lot of things to say.
Santa Claus was played by a man named Jay Ripley. In this, he was billed as Jay Clark. It's unclear as to why he was.
Warrants. That's why.
He was a contract player at the Pied Piper Theater. He would have gotten sued if he went by his real name.
Yeah. Yeah. All the rest were just random kids. And a guy in a gorilla suit.
And a guy in a weird ass bunny suit.
Yeah, I had the guy in the bunny suit. Or was that the same guy? That's just his specialty.
Who knows? Maybe.
I don't know if this is true or not, but on IMDb it said that the guy who played Santa was 19 at the time.
Sure.
I mean, it's the 70s. Like, it looks like it. You know, he looks like he's 40. He's probably 19.
He was employed by a theme park. I imagine he probably was just like, hey, you, the guy selling nuts. Come on, you want to be Santa today?
Guy selling nuts.
Selling balls.
That's the most legit carny job. The guy who sells nuts at the carnival.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, I didn't do anything to him. There's nuts in a bag, man.
$5. Nuts in the sack. Don't sweat me. 5-0.
Apparently, briefly more about Pirates World. Apparently, they would occasionally have promotional days where members of the Miami Dolphins would come and play football toss with people.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Like, oh no, sword day backfired.
Sword day.
At Pirates World.
Their 2 biggest rides after the steeplechase.
Lock gun day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they had a shooting gallery. I'm pretty sure with live ammo. But
oh my god, of course they did.
Yeah. But
I mean, Disneyland used to have shooting, right? Didn't it?
Probably. It opened in the 50s.
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah.
I thought
Old
that they had
shooting galleries were at least BB guns.
Yeah, I think that they did like pellets or BBs at Disneyland when I was a really little kid. I maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
When they would
I've been to a lot of theme parks.
They would hunt the theme character.
Yeah.
You can sit up at the top of It's a Small World.
So
like a rat.
So their biggest featured rides were the Crow's Nest, which was an observation tower they bought from the 1964 World's Fair.
Okay.
That's so great. I love
the top of something.
They've just bought it from the fair. How do you get word of that? Like, did the World's Fair people like, we got to get rid of this thing. It's either we scrap it or we find a place to sell it to. I know a guy down in South Florida.
No, he would casually wander around and be like, what do you want for this?
It's a large,
I don't know.
a large object. Can people go up inside it for money? I'll take it.
Well, and Yeah, and apparently there
People go up inside.
apparently
Can they?
apparently the steeplechase ride he bought from Coney Island.
Dude, who is this guy?
Norman Kaufman is the guy's name.
A retired businessman, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that that's what he does. He buys defunct rides and puts
So you
them
guys
in
have
Florida.
seen in Eloy when you're driving up to Phoenix, right? There used to be more of them, but there was a guy who was going to do the similar thing. You tried to build a theme park, so there's like a big cage,
Yeah.
and then there was like these old cars, and then there used to even be painted. But anyways, yeah, so it's just going to be a dude who tried to get some money together for a regional.
It's interesting to like hodgepodge over time collect stuff to make a theme park versus the Disney approach, which is dump $100 million into a geographic area.
Yeah.
And design it for the user experience. Instead, it's like, no, we're going to sell beer and peanuts and
I think
popcorn.
that's what makes a theme park versus an Six Flags is an amusement park. Disney is a theme. They want you to enter their world, so they build it from the ground up.
Yeah. The experience is more important than the individual rides, I guess, and the amount of money you can
to
make
stay in
per
the
ride.
theme.
I saw, speaking of Six Flags, there was one outside of Chicago. I'm sure you know, Josh. Yeah. But apparently there was a dude. Okay, so apparently if you buy a year pass there, you get a free meal every day. And there was a dude that worked down the block from Six Flags, and so he bought a year's pass and just went there for lunch every day.
I mean, it makes
Love
perfect
beating the
sense.
system.
If I lived in LA or in Anaheim next to Disneyland, I'd do the same thing. Like, I'm just gonna go in and eat dinner.
To Orlando a couple years ago, and she just pops over to Disney World.
I mean, if you live, I don't know about in Disney World, but I know if in Anaheim, if you live locally nearby, you get discounted tickets.
Yeah, and discount your passes too.
This is a bribe for putting up with fireworks every day.
Oh my god! And traffic.
Yeah,
traffic. But I mean, there's a lot of Disney is self-contained. They're a no flyover zone kind of thing. But the fireworks are fireworks. There's just no way to hide those.
Not to linger too long on the theme park thing, but it's interesting Disney having all of these political connections in their local areas. Orlando in particular, that whole city is like its own thing. It was in the news when DeSantis.
It's the size of San Francisco. It might be larger, but when I visited Disney World, that was one of the little factoids. Like it's the same square mileage as San Francisco. That time.
But it's independently run by the corporation. Basically, they have like a board of directors for this little city state. But Pirateville or whatever, there's no way they're going to get their money up to the point where they can bend the arm of a local politician to even get them
For a while,
road
all
access.
amusement parks were worried about Disney.
Yeah, it's just fascinating to see the total stratification in power that a place like Disney, or not even a place, a corporation like Disney has, versus a guy who's like, nah, I buy and sell
That's why
towers
DeSantis
from the World's
idiot.
Fair.
Yeah.
And the whole world keeps telling him he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like Disney World is a city in your state. Chill out.
Literally. Yeah. They respond to the Chinese more than they respond to the city where their entire business is run from. Like, they're not concerned.
And they have
you.
Celebration USA, which is literally a whole town. It's like the Truman Show, but it's Disney.
Yeah.
So you live in this weird Disney world.
It's fascinating. But ultimately, to me, it's just crazy that nobody was able to compete with that, doing this American spirit, I buy used stuff and I repaint it. There's no competing with that.
They had this park, Pirates Park, was a really fun local place. So local families went. I'm sure local teenagers went and got baked and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas Disney was come from everywhere, all over
from
the world,
Japan to Florida.
Disney. And so then a little local amusement park that always did well from the locals can't compete with all of Germany flying in the summer to see Disney World. They love it.
Yeah.
Europeans love Florida. I don't understand. At least they did.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think that was a difference too. This is just a local mom and pop amusement park, but they exist.
In 1978, they tried to open it as a biblical theme park. The plans did fall through for that, and it It was demolished and currently condominiums.
Like God pull out last minute.
I
He's like,
love when fundamentalists go out about a mission and then just fail. Just like you ask God for the Giants to win last Sunday, but then like this Jesus theme park, God's like, nah, bruh, burn it down.
So yeah, that's about it. That's I don't know.
Oh, wow, was that probably not? But it reminds me of that episode where Flanders tried to open up.
oh yeah, with the natural
Jesus
gas
theme.
and
Yeah.
he's seeing Maud's spirit.
Yeah.
Yep. Maud, eh?
Maud. So, Kai, this movie has 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is high.
A lot.
That's high. But
Well, I think that's just because you can either give it a 1 out of 10
or
to a 5 out of 10.
For
I don't think
people
you can
that
give it
watch the
you
riff
can't give it a
track.
0 out of 10. I don't think. So it's gonna get a 10% as its baseline.
But I do have some letterboxed reviews. User Matt Singer writes, "This is the true Nightmare Before Christmas." User PD187 writes, "And there also many other things which Jesus did, that which if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written." John 21:25. That's the full review. 5
What's
stars.
happening?
5 stars. Oh, okay. All right. That was the surprise, I guess, with that one.
Yes.
I thought they were upset that there was no Jesus in it or something.
No, we've learned time and again there's no predicting.
No, there's no.
Okay, 5 stars.
The mind of someone who will comment on a movie online.
And Letterboxd user Liz writes, "This is what Christmas in South Florida is really like."
I believe it.
Psychic messages from Santa Claus, terrifying rabbits driving fire trucks.
And like 12-year-olds with Robert Crumb shirts that you can probably buy weed from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep on trucking, Timmy.
So that's it, guys.
The Keep on Trucking shirt. I forgot.
Are we ready to jump into the
He's
movie?
my favorite kid.
He is the best kid. Let's get to our kid, the Keep on Trucking kid.
Are we ready to jump off a roof with an umbrella?
The answer is yes.
And how?
Here we go. This is.
I used to jump off things when I was a kid. How did we not die?
Ow. Yeah. This is Santa.
I could never psych myself up enough to jump off my roof.
Oh, no, not the roof.
Not my roof. The garage roof I jumped off.
See,
a couple times.
I was comfortable jumping off of things because I fell off of things from high heights, and I went,
I also
"It's not
fell.
so bad." I fell off of a roof as a young kid playing in the dark with a bunch of kids who were playing tag at night. Fell off the roof, and I was never
war or something.
never afraid of jumping off of the roof ever again.
The worst was when I tried to break my fall and I jumped from a garage roof into some hedges, and that was just bad.
Oh,
I should have just hit
hedges
the grass.
are not soft.
In the middle of the night, that's what happened. Is I fell through a bunch of hedges, and I thought if I can just land on the ground, it'll be so much better. So from then on, I was never afraid of jumping from heights.
I used to ask adults to just launch me in the air. They're like knee
In the pool?
Oh, God.
No, everywhere.
Remember when adults would grab one leg and one arm and just spin you around?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adults don't do that anymore.
I wonder why adults don't do that anymore.
I don't know. They seem preoccupied with keeping you alive, whereas before it really was a crapshoot.
Well, honestly,
their life wouldn't change a whole lot.
I don't think that the priorities have changed, Josh. I just think that it's way less entertaining to have a kid in your arms swinging them around than it is to have your phone in your hands.
Maybe,
Sorry, that's dark.
I mean,
but
no, I think there's so much judgment. I think that like how people bring up their kids is so monitored by other people that the joy seems to have been sucked out of it.
But I think the reason why people were swinging kids around and shit back in the day and like giving them beer and cigarettes to hold and stuff is because they were bored. And now those people are less bored because they're on their phones.
That's what leads to the behavior, but they just didn't see kids as we were extensions of them. We weren't
Yeah.
autonomous beings.
I mean,
You get sent on errands because you were busy. That's
100% the internet and smartphones are the reason why teen pregnancy is at an all-time low.
Yeah, for real. Like it's.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like I feel like bad, quote unquote, bad parents back in the day are just different bad parents today because of technology.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Parents are still lame in the same way as they always were.
Yeah.
So.
Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Yeah, here we go. This
just make these kids around.
Well, they made shit like this because we were talking about the Keep On Trucking kid.
Here we go. This is Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. We open in Santa's workshop at what appears to be Montana.
It's a dental floss factory.
That's a very grassy North Pole.
Yeah.
It's a dystopian future.
It is. They're bummed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reindeer are outside in a large meadow, which all of North Pole's meadows.
Yeah. Yeah, the tundra.
There's not actual land there. The North Pole is over ocean. So,
well, maybe it's a magical meadow that Santa Claus lives in.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. He's real.
Keeping the child laborers.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't prove Santa's not real, Thoreau. That's not what we're here to do today.
Santa's elves, which are actually, as Josh mentioned, child labor, are
they're slaves. Let's be real. They're not just child laborers.
We were talking about it earlier. Elves, Oompa Loompas. Anytime you use a tiny person to do some work, it's slave labor.
Are they children or are they just small people? Because if they're children, it's worse. These are children.
These are clearly
they're children. You can tell. It's the Pied Piper Playhouse. They say it in the titles. It's this local children's theater.
And they're hammering plush dolls.
Yes, one kid brings over a ball and shows it to the other girl. She's like, "Pop, pop."
They have a Snoopy doll, and the one kid's just like holding it,
hammering it with a mallet. Yeah.
So they're
Busy
making toys and singing about how Santa's not there, and they still have to work.
Yep. While he's off gallivanting.
Yeah.
They're having to make the new iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
Lithium mercury poisoning.
Is that why there's no snow? Because it's the summertime.
It is the summertime.
That's why there's no snow. That's why we are accepting.
That's not how the North Pole works.
It's a magical North Pole. Santa has many powers.
If it's the summertime, was he stuck there for like half a year? Because at the very end, he pulls out a calendar and he's like, "Oh, December 20th, only 4 more days."
4 days.
He's just been stranded on the beach in South Florida. He can't leave his sleigh.
Maybe it's
just
supposed to be a
partying.
few days before Christmas. It doesn't matter.
Just boats and hose.
Yeah. So one elf looks outside and sees Santa's reindeer have returned to Montana, but without Santa or his sleigh. And so they start to sing again, wondering what happened to Santa. They had a song ready for that.
There won't be snow at the North Pole.
I smell a labor struggle.
Yeah.
I smell sabotage.
Somebody's unionizing.
Yeah, that's what they had to get rid of Santa so they could unionize.
So they could do that. Yeah,
they needed to have the initial meeting.
Yeah. So they had to get rid of Santa.
It's like James Madison waiting for Thomas Jefferson to leave the country before he holds the Constitutional Convention. He's all, this is my concert.
Let's be real. Are they going to unionize? Because they're not getting paid.
No, they're not.
They never were paid.
They're going to kill Santa when he comes back.
Yeah.
I like the story better already.
So
they hire the ice cream bunny.
We cut to Santa, who crash landed on a beach and got his sleigh stuck in the stand, and then his reindeer left him there.
Yeah, why was there narration? We needed a third party to break this down for us.
I'm guessing. Well, okay, that narrator was also the same person who narrated the Thumbelina movie, and also narrated the in-park attractions.
Maybe he was contractually obligated to be the voice of the park.
Well,
He's the
it's
only
all
one with a good
ADR.
degree.
Yeah.
You
Or a
know,
good deal.
nothing
Yeah.
was captured with a boom, I don't think.
No, nothing. They had no sound person on set.
I think it was one guy with a camera and one guy holding an umbrella and a director's chair.
Yeah.
Jumping off a roof.
Yeah.
Well, they just could have had Santa be like, "Oh no, I'm stuck. I was partying in Miami."
So Santa sings about his troubles and then falls asleep.
Who
the
will
reindeer's left.
save me? Right?
Who will
Isn't that
save
what he's
me?
singing?
Yeah,
Who
so
will
helpless.
save me?
Yes. Who will save
It's
me
so hot.
from his sleigh? What if, even if they get the sleigh out of the sand, he has no reindeer. It's not like the sleigh is going to drive somewhere.
Well, and like they're going to dig it out of the sand and it's just going to sink into the sand because it's in the sand because it weighs that much.
there's
We were
just,
once
like,
in Josh's Volkswagen down at Rocky Point. We got stuck on the beach, and they pulled us out only to get stuck a few.
Oh, I have definitely gotten stuck pulling people out.
It was like, "Yay, we're out!" And then we got stuck.
See,
Oh
what
my
they
God.
needed was a red-nosed gorilla.
That's Clyde, the red-nosed ape.
Yeah, Clyde had to fix this problem. No problem.
Actually, Clyde was an alcoholic, so he kind of was a red-nosed ape.
While he sleeps, Santa telepathically summons the local children, including, for some reason, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, who are on a raft nearby with a pet raccoon.
And I just want to say that when he telepathically summons the children, every boy gets a name, but the girls are just like, and girls.
Not a single girl got a name.
Not a Susie.
No,
not a
no,
Jenny.
that's not true. There was Kim. They all had names. It was
there
just
were.
it was the three jump roping girls. She's just
Okay.
like girls.
Girls. And Tom
Three
Sawyer and
names
Huck
is
Finn,
too many to say.
they look like they're in the Banana Boat song or something.
Yes.
These like Bahamian
shirts.
They're wearing
hats.
sleeveless Hawaiian shirts.
No, Huck's was that bandana pattern, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember that? The red
Yeah.
bandanas
Paisley.
with the
Yeah.
it's like paisley, but then other things. Yeah, that's what his is, which historically and famously he wore overalls without a shirt. Like it
Yeah.
seems like easy to do that. But yeah, their hats, they look like they're from Barbados.
But
Well, these characters are what's it called? Open domain? Not open domain.
Oh.
Like domain, yeah.
public domain. Yeah.
Public
Yeah.
domain.
That's true.
So he can make them whatever he wants. He just wants them for their name.
Oh, but I feel like he felt that about anything.
Yeah.
Public
He's like-
domain.
He's like, I'm
"It's
going to
all
use your
mine.
name and your likeness and nothing else.
But
It's all
also,
mine."
they just gave these kids a raccoon on a leash, and that raccoon is going crazy on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
Baby
because
raccoon.
well, they're on the raft. I feel like they're like, well, if we give you the raccoon on the raft, it's not going to get off the raft, so you're okay. We'll film you on the raft with the raccoon.
So this was actually footage. They were trying to make a Tom and Huck movie that shut down during the first day of filming.
Yes, and that's,
Probably because the
Yeah,
raccoon was so obstinate.
Yeah, wouldn't memorize
there-
his lines.
Is there a raccoon in
there's no raccoon.
Tom Sawyer?
in Tom
No,
Sawyer.
I've read them. Yes, no, there's
Like-
not particularly. Maybe there is, but he doesn't feature.
Yeah, like
I don't
There's no
I don't remember
character
there
of a
ever being a
raccoon.
pet raccoon
I don't
at any
believe
point.
the word raccoon is
Yeah.
in either of the books.
I don't think so.
So yeah, the kids all freeze, get the telepathic message, and then run to Santa. Santa tells them that they have to find a way to get his sleigh out of the sand, as he can't leave it there. And so the kids,
Why? He gets like an abandoned vehicle tag on it from the DMV.
yeah, the kids start bringing Santa animals. And that's like
Okay.
15 minutes of the kids.
And the natural progression of farm livestock,
Well, no, but
starting with a gorilla,
we start with gorilla, which is plan A. And
then we go to donkey.
yeah.
Goes gorilla, donkey, and then cow, I think, and then pig, then sheep, then
horse is
horse.
the last. Yeah. Horse is the last.
and they're shoving this horse backwards from his neck. I'm surprised that horse didn't kick that kid into the ocean.
But also, I love that 8 magic reindeer can't get this sleigh out. So let's try an ordinary sheep.
A pig.
Yeah, just a pig.
You know, all those pig-drawn carriages.
Pig-drawn
And
carriage.
also, where did these children get these animals?
Yeah.
Namely, gorilla.
I mean,
that one little girl.
that gorilla came on his own.
A sheep.
That gorilla brought the kid.
The
With
kid,
polish.
the gorilla was first. So the kid
Yeah.
got the gorilla faster than any of the other kids got the other animals.
I mean,
That
the
kid
gorilla
was a little.
definitely
Clint Eastwood.
agreed. He was like, I'll come. That seems Santa needs help. I always answer Santa's
That
call.
kid's name was Philo.
Gorillas are an invasive species in the beaches of
I
Florida.
actually believe that.
Especially Florida. Like pythons
Gorillas just living in the...
in your pool. You
no
look out
longer
your
in the
backyard.
mist.
Wait, no. I actually read there is an invasive species of monkeys in South Florida.
Really?
Yes. Like small,
Oh, like pet ones?
Yeah, small monkeys that they're
not capuchins?
Yeah, they haven't tried to like kill them or get rid of them or anything because they're contained to like one little swamp area, so they're just kind of monitoring them and letting them live there.
They're Jewish monkeys, and that's still Boca Vista.
Eventually the kids give up bringing animals to Santa.
As anyone would.
Did they give up, or did they just run out of animals? Or did they just... I feel like that whole moment sort of just tapered off. It didn't end like
the next logical leap is Puma.
Yeah, yeah. No, but there's
and then Tapir.
But there's a point where
there's like a dozen kids. They didn't all try and pull the sled. They didn't like, Santa, get out and help us pull your sled off the beach.
Like a manatee.
But no, and there's a point where Santa starts kind of half-heartedly trying to dig himself out.
That's so weird. He seems like he has serious like brain damage. He seems like he's like
baking in the sun.
Like he has a concussion and he's been baking in the sun.
The man is drunk. Is what's happening.
Serious, or he is just stinking drunk. He's Santa, so probably all three.
So
when the kids brought the donkey, inexplicably he's suddenly wearing sunglasses. Like black wayfarers.
He busted into the bag of toys for somebody who's like, I know I got sunglasses in here somewhere.
And also, when he gets out of the sleigh, he's got like a dark spot in his pants. Did Santa poop his pants? Sitting there.
Sit on that chair for hours on end.
Santa poops his pants a lot now.
That's why he stays up at the North Pole all year round.
Well, he has a steady diet of sugar cookies and milk. Yeah. It's going to wreak havoc.
Plus, he's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, he just didn't have the heart to tell us.
Yeah.
He's been there since summer.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know.
So,
if you spend that much time in a sleigh, shouldn't you like put in a lavatory?
Yeah,
these rules I'd never
Just
considered.
like a hole in his chair to poop in while he's flying around the
it
world.
just goes out the bottom and lands.
I figure if he can,
like a jet airline.
if he's sneaking into my house through my chimney, he can just use my bathroom. You know,
Couldn't he like build a bathroom inside the sack of toys? Because it's like bigger on the inside, right?
It's like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like Doctor
Ostensibly,
Who's
this
TARDIS. You could
magical
just
elf
climb
can.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd think. So anyways,
he's also flying a lot. He could just stick his ass over the edge and poop into the air.
Just vaporizes.
No, he
in the
just
air.
cuts a hole in the chair like an outhouse and just goes.
Yeah. Like an airplane,
Falls to the, yeah, that's
like
what
a 747. They just dump whatever.
Exactly. Now you're with me.
So eventually, yes, they all give up and the kids gather around Santa. And instead of doing anything useful, he starts telling them a story.
And in our case, it was Jack and the Beanstalk.
Jack and the Beanstalk, though, there is the Thumbelina version also.
Reminding them from the very beginning, always have faith. Don't ever be discouraged.
That's right. So we cut to Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack sings about being poor.
If I were a rich man.
And the line, it's good to be alive.
That's arguable.
But he sings about how his family used to have a magic harp and a magic hen.
And now they're gone. Yes.
And no, was that part of the Jack and the Beanstalk
No,
story?
it was
I didn't
not.
think
No,
so.
he gets those things and brings them home, but
This was in order.
Jack
it wasn't
steals.
Dad's stuff.
Yeah, this was in order.
No.
This was in order to make Jack seem like less of a villain that just goes to steal things
and kill the giant.
It's so pointless to steal
Giant
them
was
to like
not terrorizing anyone.
rob the mischief from the story. Yeah, because the giant's supposed to be like questionably.
life, man.
Yeah, it's like he's a giant, but he's not.
I mean,
eating people.
Is Jack and the Beanstalk like a capitalist allegory, or like he'd steal from the rich?
Yeah,
Kind
Ayn
of,
Rand
yeah.
wrote it originally.
Wait, what?
No, she didn't write Jack and the Beans. No, it's something about beans. The moral of the story: don't buy buy beans.
Don't buy magic beans, you idiots.
Well, you idiot.
We cut to Honest John, a used cow salesman.
Is there another kind?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you get a fresh?
Who's out of cows, so he's selling magic beans.
The only way to get a new cow is like straight out of another cow.
Yes. straight from the source.
That's true.
It's
very true.
And unless you personally catch it coming out, it's a used cow once it comes to you.
As soon as it's off the lot, it decreases in value. It's immediately a used cow.
Yeah. So
unless you're catching cows,
Jack gets sent to sell their cow to Honest John. And instead of selling it for money, he trades it for the magic beans. We've all heard this story.
we've all heard this. We've all heard this disgusting little tale.
I mean, it's Jack and the
Sordid
Beanstalk.
little.
There's another song.
Why, when they cast the giant,
I smell the blood of an Englishman. That's the only thing that's from the fucking thing, and the goose and the harp. But
the goose,
but
which
the harp
is like
could sing. Could it sing in this?
No,
The harp did sing.
Did it? Yes,
sing.
yeah. But also, like
The harp's like, yo.
the
he's
golden
taking
goose
me.
seems like it's one of those like aluminum foil swans you get in a restaurant with your leftovers.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like a Thanksgiving table decoration.
Yeah.
Like
Why did they put
painted
the giant
gold.
in such a huge chair?
Right,
I was
it
like,
made
that
him
giant
look
looks
small.
little.
If that's a giant,
was
then
like
that chair is incredibly large.
It's a giant stone chair. It would have been cool. Yeah, just having a wooden chair
Yeah.
made out of trees.
Or a stone one that's smaller. Like,
Yeah, sitting
forced
on a boulder.
perspective, it's called.
Yeah,
I guess not
exactly.
for Mahone. He's
Yeah.
all, fuck you.
So
I don't believe in any of that shit.
So yeah,
It's verbal irony. It's like the ice cream bunny. He doesn't have any ice cream.
no.
The giant is little.
So he gets back home with the magic beans. His mom's angry. He has like a hot 70s sister.
She's like 14, dude.
Is she?
And her
Yeah.
boyfriend has a vest that has huge rings where nipple rings would be, just hanging on the vest.
Yeah. But no.
Just want everyone
Also,
to know
okay,
that.
in the Thumbelina version, which I did mostly watch,
Is the girl Thumbelina?
no, it's a different girl.
Oh, okay.
But the girl playing Thumbelina is supposed to be like a child. This
Mhm.
is like a 27-year-old like chick playing Thumbelina.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tale as old as time.
Because it was 1972, and she's like in
I
a
mean, it's
mini skirt.
And Bob
It's surprising
Mahone-
for 1972.
And you don't tell Mahone what to do.
So, anyways,
My new favorite director.
yeah, she throws the beans out the window. The beanstalk grows. Jack climbs it.
This is the most like lazy beanstalk I've ever seen
It's
for Jack and the Beanstalk.
Well, there's
it's so
stage-
wobbly.
it's
Because
just a rope.
stage. It's children's theater craft. It's actually
Yeah.
pretty clever for a little stage play, but
For a stage play, absolutely, I would be 100% into it. But just
But you're
on
right.
camera, it's so bad; it doesn't work well at all.
Well,
I thought she was throwing the beans into a painting for a second.
I did too.
What? Yes, that's the.
Like, oh, it's a window.
It's the window.
Oh, I thought the painting thing too, and I thought it worked because then it turned into a window. Like I thought it
No.
was some sort of little stagecraft.
It was
fun.
just a terrible.
Well, yes, it's meant to be a win. I was giving it more credit because Bob Mahone is my guy.
So, Barry. His name's Barry.
Sure it is.
It's Bob now.
I called him
You're
Bob.
welcome,
That was
Barry.
a thing.
Bob
It
to
was
his
a
friends.
thing we had.
Yeah.
It was a thing we had.
So, at the top, he finds the giant. The giant sings and falls asleep. This movie is full of people that sing and then fall asleep.
Life
True.
is thorough.
Yeah.
That's how I go to bed.
Exactly.
So,
Musical number, then I'm tuckered.
I sing "Woe Is Me" until I fall asleep.
Damn.
oof.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I will
I
say
thought it was just anything.
the Giants musical number was both the best and worst part of this movie somehow.
The Giants.
Yeah, his feet.
I don't know what it was.
I fall from, I spell the blood of an Englishman.
Like the first time it happened, I was like, all right, that slaps. That's cool. And then he did it again, and I was like, okay. And then like by the 30th time, I felt like I was going to die and it was never going to stop.
Yes.
I was just captivated by all the dishes his wife had to prepare for him.
Yeah. His giant wife. She seemed nice.
Yeah. She
if not
deserved
put
better.
upon.
Yeah.
But
maybe that's why maybe he did bring her the golden egg and harp, but she didn't like them.
Yeah. So
No, it's because he's hung like an art gallery.
He is a giant.
So Jack steals the goose that lays the golden egg. He climbs back down the beanstalk.
Yeah, just straight up theft.
Yeah. No, but they used to own it, so he's stealing it back.
Oh, in this,
Yeah,
they had to
it's-
write that in.
It's generational justice.
Yeah.
This was my
He
father's.
was a Cuban guerrilla fighter.
Yeah. So then we cut back to Honest John, the used cow salesman for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
Who's so
Who's rebranding his business?
Yeah.
as a,
So
Since online sales were crushing him.
he's
now
become a
he's
ghost
a-
kitchen.
Now he's a magic bean salesman.
Yeah. There's no money in cows. They're single use.
And he's offering people payment plans. $10 down and $10 a month.
for beans.
he starts at 30.
Yeah.
And the lady says, if this is a fortune, that's too much. And then he tries to sell it for 10.
Like, hey, I planted them and went up there, and the last guy stole all the cool shit from the giant. It's just me and the giant now. I want my money back.
And the giant won't leave. He's sleeping on my couch.
This is my favorite point in the movie. Just editing, weirdness, the vibe. I was watching this and I had to rewind it because it was jarring. So what's the bean salesman's name?
Honest John.
Honest John's
John.
Beans. He's talking to all these people and then he's like, I have to change my game plan. And he turns and then the camera just briefly cuts to him looking down the lens, and I have it saved here. It is the creepiest shot, and then it cuts away from him back to that same shot. And it is for like 2 seconds. And it is the weirdest moment in this entire movie. This is why people don't look down the lens. This dude is just
Yeah. What was that?
Does anybody think he looks like Sting?
here are your beans. Oh my God. Anyways,
Yeah, that cut.
I was
for no
transfixed
reason.
by that moment. I had to save it. And I was like, I had to go find it again so I could show you guys.
Well, it's because they had to cut to the kid and they had nothing to cut to, and they didn't want to cut from the same shot to the same shot. Yeah.
And I'll bet you anything this guy has played this role several times, but on stage at a children's playhouse, so
Absolutely.
unaccustomed to a camera.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a local community theater actor who is doing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So wow. Yeah. So anyways, Jack climbs the beanstalk again. There's a song again. The giant sings again. He falls asleep again. Jack gets the golden harp. The giant wakes up and sees him, chases him. Al's muted.
It wasn't clear. that, okay, when he gets the harp, it's actually the third time. So he went up a second time and got the bag of golden eggs.
That's right.
Yep. His personal ATM.
And then, he went up a third time. They didn't show him climbing the third time. It's just something the giant said.
Yeah.
Well, that time he went for his wife.
But yeah, he brings back the golden harp back to the ground. The giant
should have brought back some skunk soup.
Yeah, exactly.
The giant falls and dies on impact.
Yep.
We see him through the window.
Story.
Yeah.
Very human sized.
And they look out the window and like, well, that's it for him.
When Jack pulls out the tiny little hatchet, he like runs outside, pulls out the tiny little hatchet to hack at the beanstalk. It was so great.
Honest John skips town. And
does he? He shows up at the party.
That's right.
At the end, yeah.
He is there. I don't know. Afterwards, Santa. We're back. We cut out of this movie and back into the original movie.
Meanwhile, at stately Wayne Manor,
Santa tells the kids they have to always believe. And so
believe only good things and good things will happen.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
wish
Easter
that's
or
the way it
the
worked.
ice cream bunny. I mean, not the Easter bunny, not to be confused with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all wish that the way it worked. But what's
Right.
hilarious is Bro's been stuck for an hour and some minutes. Like, I don't think your positive thoughts are working.
He just
Only good things will happen.
he's got to chant with his crystals some more.
I think they do happen because we do see the ice cream bunny arrive.
Is that good?
Slowly but
I don't know.
surely.
if
Yeah,
that's
is it
good.
Objectively,
Ominous.
a good thing for Santa Claus. I don't know
Apparently,
why.
According to the script, so this one girl brings her dog Rebel and says he'll think of a way. Apparently, it was Rebel who summoned the ice cream bunny.
Yes, Rebel is the one.
Dog. He's leading the car.
It makes sense to me. I don't know what you guys are. I don't know what the problem is. I
will say that growing up where we grew up, it had the same ominous feeling of camping, and then you see a truck full of hippies coming to crash your awesome site.
Yeah, that had a real Beverly Hillbillies kind of vibe.
Yeah. Dude, it took so long. Like, jettison some children.
You just
it'll
hear
be fast.
you faintly hear the sounds of Casey Jones tinkling through the woods.
Oh no!
Driving that train.
Yeah, you mentioned that it took so long. This whole movie was shot in slow motion. It felt like.
Yes.
Yeah, and then run in slow motion.
Yeah, then they slowed it down more on playback.
Even more.
Okay, so story-wise, whose kids are these?
Florida's. These are Florida's
Local youth.
children.
How did they?
The children of the
I'm just so confused by the children. That's the children and the ice cream bunny are just terrifying to me. They are so
what's confusing
ominous.
about the children? What do you
Just
like?
them
Are they?
singing with the Easter bunny or the ice cream bunny. I keep calling him that. It's not his name.
Well, this was the.
You're starting to delve into questions that can't be answered. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's this movie.
This was the 70s. Children simply went and did things.
Yeah. They were just gone all day. They take their gorilla with them or their pig, and then just fucking.
Like, what'd you do today?
They just muck about.
I tried to get Santa out of the sand, but then an hallucinatory bunny showed up.
Sure you did.
We
see
drove
the
around
bunny.
in a fire truck.
They see the bunny all the time. He sells ice cream out of his fire truck.
Yeah.
Does he?
Duh.
Yeah, he drives down the street blaring that siren.
No, he drives up and down eating ice cream to taunt the local children.
Or is he?
So sells them rocket pops. And,
Have we considered that maybe he's
only the
made
worst.
of ice cream?
oh,
He's
I
an
love the
ice cream-
idea. I love the idea of
the bunny made of ice cream.
flaunting ice cream.
I
driving
would
around
like to
eating it.
again make clear for our listeners who have not watched this that at no point in this film is there a single frame of ice cream shown.
Or a pirate for pirates.
And in this version, probably it was Thumbelina a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Was
in
it?
this
I thought they were
in
both
this
50
version,
minutes.
the bunny does not show up until after the hour mark.
After it's all.
Yeah. No. Thumbelina is like 10 minutes longer.
Okay.
No, the ice cream bunny is the big reveal at the end.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how
weird.
Santa is rescued.
They didn't even bother to have a single
Oh, there is
a head, a removable head.
There is this great shot of Santa on the beach as they're riding up to him. This movie's weird.
Is this when he's undressed?
That's been our point for the last hour and a half.
Like, it's so weird. Look at this shot.
Oh yeah, where he's just holding his arm.
Look at this.
Holding
no. They're framed through the arm, but after this.
No, that's classic.
It's incredible because it's this weird ass Dutch angle of Santa. Sun.
He was allowed to get artsy for like 5 minutes.
What is that? It's incredible. Santa looks gigantic
terrifying.
and terrifying. It's all black. There's
He's got
lens
some
flare.
sundog flares. Yeah.
It's beautiful. But also, kids then you look over to the lifeless eyes of the
I'm sorry,
Easter bunny.
but waving at each other a
Ice
few
cream
feet
bunny.
away is fantastic.
Oh my God.
It's as funny as pointing for me.
And the kids are just sitting in like an orderly fashion behind him.
Yep.
Oh,
Just waving.
genius.
I loved how he finally decides to take off his coat and he makes a point of telling us.
And then,
it's so hot. Got to take off this coat. And I hear someone coming. Can't let anybody see me without my coat.
Honestly,
Can't
that's
get
the best.
buckle to work right.
That's the best
back on.
aspect of this Santa Claus.
just
And
shots
this-
of him walking on the sand. Those are just a shot of his feet.
It's through the.
There's a shot of a wheel.
With the action through the wheel. I'm telling you.
But
there's
the
some
action
art.
through the wheel is just the dog looking around. Being a
His
dog.
eye, his single eye blink. Is that a wink? Or is that a broken?
It's a wink and a
He's giving
no
a wink.
teeth. No teeth. A weird person mouth. Of course you will. So, and then there's a dog. That's unnatural. Oh, we've been
Kill
aware
it.
of an uncanny valley for much
Kill it,
longer
humans!
than
Kill it! It's trying to touch me.
It has the same symmetry as a human face, but I'm terrified.
Yeah, no, this movie is insane. Insane. It's like, oh, and Santa, like the close talker Santa, right up in the ice cream bunny's face.
The cancel of idiots all agreeing on something. They look like they're Krypton a few hours before
So-
it explodes.
So
Kids just nodding.
Yeah, it's just like, it's great. What we have is great.
So
It's
Santa
never going to go away.
Santa gets into the ice cream bunny's fire truck and just drives away.
Uh-huh.
And they leave the kids on the beach.
Yeah, the
They're
kids,
good to go.
and he leaves the sled on the beach.
They're all,
And
we're
then
Jewish.
the sled just magically disappears.
Yeah, the
It
sled
just
celebrate.
blinks out of existence.
So apparently, if Santa had simply gotten out of the sleigh to begin with, it would have just disappeared, and he could have found his own way home.
Or floated up. I don't know.
That's it.
Santa does
That's
not
the
seem very
movie.
bright.
That's the movie.
I mean, it's art. It's truly.
We see Tom and Huck in the bushes still.
that's right.
Yeah, they're all.
They were watching this whole thing from afar. They did not join in.
No.
They were the weirdest. Like, why didn't they join in? Was that filmed separately? I mean, obviously it was filmed separately, but like,
I'll bet the amusement park had grand designs. You know what I mean? Maybe they were going to add these characters into them because,
Right.
like Joe
Maybe-
said,
yeah.
71 Disney World opened. They desperately made this, and it reeks of desperation. And then it closed the next year. So yeah, they might have been like they were going to have a Storyland, maybe, or
or like a Tom Sawyer.
Because
Right.
they had like
Tom
a
Sawyer
lazy
ride,
river. They
yeah.
had like a lazy river thing with
Right.
a pirate ship that you could ride around in.
Yeah.
so they might have rafts, like a raft ride.
And Tom and Huck's
Yeah.
raft thing was filmed in their lazy river in the park.
There you
That's
go.
actually a really cool lazy river because it looks like
I've
a
been
river.
to Disney World, but I can't remember if they have a Tom Sawyer's Island, Disneyland.
Yeah, Disneyland's is still there. Still Tom
Yeah.
Sawyer and
Caught on fire not that long ago, a few years back.
Is that where the adults go get drunk?
No, that's Pleasure Island. in
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Disney World. That's a full-on like bar.
Yeah.
We know a guy who used to work
Yeah,
at
gambling.
what's it called? At Treasure Island at
You gotta help them.
Disneyland.
Oh, yeah, Pleasure Island.
Yeah. guy who owned the music store.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that is it. That is that movie. I have a few unanswered questions. My number one unanswered question is what? Followed by why?
How come?
Yeah.
Well, it introduced me to my new favorite director. I got to go check out his stuff.
Randy
what's his name?
Hampton or whatever.
Bob Mahone.
Mahone.
It's very
I don't know. Final thoughts, guys. This movie is.
I'm
Once
so
you
sorry.
said it was a promotional film, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, but this was nobody's vision. Now it makes sense.
This is nobody's vision.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to tell a tale. In fact, they went the laziest route they could.
For some reason, this commercial is like 200 times too long.
Yes.
It was probably shown in the amusement park, like we said, but I wonder where it was shown locally to get kids excited. I don't know. I wonder where it was shown.
Maybe
in an
local
attempt,
movie theaters,
right? I mean,
for free.
They were
Like,
trying to get people to.
Yeah, no one's gonna pay for this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, could they pay for theater time and like play it in sections, maybe, or something?
Curious. Or
Yeah.
did it have regional?
Or did they simply kidnap children and show it to them Clockwork Orange style?
Like Santa Claus using his fucking mind powers.
Like, you will be
Children,
the ice cream bunny.
Come to the theater and watch Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, and then
Watch
come
a
to our theme
rabbit
park.
Eat its natural food source.
Tell your parents. Just
Tell your parents. Don't forget your coupon.
I'm surprised
shirts.
I'm surprised there wasn't an overt like come to Pirate Land and that's where you can find me and the ice cream bunny.
Yeah. Well, come to Pirates World. We won't check your pockets.
Yeah. Maybe you'll even see a giant or some bullshit like that. Like they
You
didn't even tie
definitely
it back
will.
in. Yeah.
I recommend LSD. Iron Butterfly will be here this weekend for a week.
Come to Pirates World. We've rebuilt like from the Grand Funk Railroad.
For real though, this is so low effort. This is so low effort.
No, they have one of those signs that says "Days Without a Grand Funk Railroad Incident."
Jesus. You like TikTok accounts make more videos like of length than this, like and of substance. If a theme park did this and had Santa Claus and 100 kids saying what the next week's event was, people would go nuts over that.
If this dropped recently, just the way it was, I would be taking a road trip to Pirates World. I would be on my fucking way.
If Pirates World still existed, I'd be going right now.
Like that. If it was like that, like check out this video for Pirates World.
Like, can I drive the fire truck? That's all I want to know.
Can I buy that vest with nipple ring?
Will the ice cream bunny come and personally molest me?
Oh my god! Is his eye like that all the time, or are there two masks?
He's all
my
knowing.
unanswered question.
He had an ice cream stroke because he's only eating.
He's diabetic.
He's way diabetic.
I don't know,
His
guys.
nose is turned red.
Final thoughts.
None. I have no thoughts after this. It's like, it's like a palate cleanser almost. It's super effective.
Yeah, it was fun to have just an unadulterated, goofy one. You're right, because they've been good episodes, but we've been seriously, us, and things like
talking
this
about
made
movies.
no sense.
Yeah,
talking about films. Yeah, it was nice to.
Nice to break the
watch
premise
a
of what we
commercial.
do. Yeah.
A creepy commercial from 1972.
So, all right, that is it for Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, which brings us to next week on Holiday Phosphorescence. We are going to be watching another Christmas film, and it will be chosen by Mr. Alaric Weber.
So, originally, back in the day when we were nominating Christmas movies, and we only did one in the month of December, I nominated Krampus, and I'd love to see that sometime, but we just did Black Christmas. So I wanted to change the tone. I'll save Krampus for next year, I think, if time permits.
Or October. It's a horror movie, right? If you want to be about it.
It's a horror movie, but it's a Christmas movie, so it belongs in December of 2024. But I wanted to. So I've had this Mandela effect where I could have sworn we did a movie, but we didn't. I believe Brian nominated it.
The CC effect.
The old
Galaxy
man
Quest
effect.
is what I call it.
Yeah, the old man effect. Yeah, the constant marijuana effect.
And yes, we're going to be doing Galaxy Quest. No, I kid. I jest.
I was like, I'm willing to.
Well,
I'm willing to hear you out on it.
In space, nobody can hear your holidays.
But yeah, I want to go with Brian's suggestion from 2 or 3 years ago, and let's do Die Hard.
Oh my God! Yes,
Die Hard.
Yes,
finally.
All right, Die Hard.
You know, I haven't seen it in so long. It's a good reason to watch it.
Have you guys seen the Rick and Morty episode doing a Die Hard?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
If you haven't, Al, you should watch it. It's great. It's got Peter Dinklage in it.
So, all right. That's next week. Going from Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny to Die Hard.
Natural progression, like a gorilla and a donkey.
Yes. That will be next week on Holiday Phosphorescence. Until then, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. This has been your host, Throw Smiley, reminding you that Florida does not deserve Christmas.
Ever.
Wow.
I'm Josh Cece, and I'm gonna go watch the sequel, The Froyo Ferret.
I'm Brian Lesh, and here's $1,000 for your beans.
It seems I've underestimated the power of publicity I've gained. It won't happen again. I'm Alaric Weber. $100 on an easy payment plan.
Hold on,
I'll take those beans.
We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.
Ho, ho, ho.